Coming up on today's show, we have a sausage recipe that includes rice. And I know we have some viewers waiting for this one, so stay tuned. I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And we've had a couple viewers that are saying that we need to have some more rice recipes. So you found a rice recipe that has some sausage in it.
Yes.
So I think that's going to appease quite a few people.
It should make a very good dish for most appetites.
All right. We have a baked rice with sausage, and if you're going to cook along with us, go ahead and get your pen and paper. Pause your DVR if you need to. Go get that and come right back, and I'll give you the ingredients. We're going to start with 2 pounds of bulk Italian sausage, which that I think is just making the dish right here.
No.
We got celery, onion, green pepper, a little bit of water, and we got 3/4 cup dry chicken noodle soup. So like Lipton soup, I see that you got that out here in the packets. Perfect. Cream of chicken soup, uncooked long grain rice, breadcrumbs, and margarine or butter. Yep. Most of those things you're probably going to already have in your kitchen.
It
so
doesn't sound too difficult, does it?
No, it doesn't. So I hope that this recipe is going to satisfy the viewer that asked you about more rice recipes. So.
Well, I hope so too. You know, and I told her to submit some rice recipes because apparently she really likes rice and thought we should have some more. So.
Well, I'm thinking she's just looking for some new ones, so we're going to give
Yeah.
one.
All right. Well, we're going to go over here to the stove and got my burner on here, and we're going to 2 pounds of Italian sausage.
Okay.
So we'll put that in here. And we'll just get that cooking a little bit here. I'll chop that up there. And then we're gonna, as soon as we get this just chopped up and cooking a little bit, we're going to add the celery and the onions.
Okay.
The celery, it says 4 stalks of celery, 4 ribs, whatever. Medium green pepper and a large onion.
Okay.
Is what it calls for.
Well, this Italian sausage, it has such a special flavor. Obviously, if you like Italian type foods like lasagna or spaghetti, this makes it special.
Will be really good. And one thing too with the Italian sausage, I mean, it's still your bulk sausage, but just a little bit of different seasoning, you know, than the normal pork sausages.
Right.
And that. And it's always, when you're putting it in a casserole, it just gives that little extra touch to it, a little flair, a little different seasoning to it. And you're going to really be surprised, you know, thinking of making, adding a chicken noodle soup, you know, like dry chicken noodle soup and that listed. That's going to be, it's kind of a different,
it's a twist.
Twist, and it gives all your, you know, salt flavoring. You don't add extra salt or whatever, and it's really cool. With that, it was like 1.5 packets to make this. It's a 3/4 cup.
Okay.
And that's what, you know, it was on there, 1.5 packets to make that 3/4 cup. And there's certainly other dry soup mixes out there that you can use, but I just had the Lipton, and we like that one really well. So there, just get this a little bit more, and then I can think we're going to be able to add our other ingredients here.
Okay.
Because you want to get that sautéed with the sausage. And it doesn't take too long for that just to start cooking. So we're going to add our celery.
Okay.
Like I said, that was 4 ribs or stalks of celery. And the green pepper chopped there.
You almost need a bigger kettle here.
Just about, but once that sausage cooks in there, I think we'll hopefully be okay, huh?
Well, your new favorite pan. I know.
Yep. And
The Wonder Cooker.
cooks really fast, so now we'll add the onion. Get that in there. And I think I'm going to take this out and just use my spoon.
Now you got it chopped fine enough for the sausage.
Yeah, that'll work out good. That'll be easier to turn. And then over here in my kettle, and again I'm going to start with a bigger kettle that when I got that soup made and the other ingredients in it, we can just add this and we'll just don't need to use another kettle. So
perfect.
So I have 4.5 cups of water in here. So I'm going to turn that on and we'll get that boiling to add our soup mix there.
Okay.
And then the rice and all that goes into it, and we mix it together, and we're going to bake it for about 40 minutes at 350. And it also is going to have a can of cream of chicken soup in it. Okay, well, our our onions and pepper are mixed in with that sausage well. Our water is boiling to add the soup mix, and like I said, 4.5 cups of water. So I'm going to just add that in there, and we'll stir that.
Doesn't seem like that there's that much water, but it's such a huge kettle.
Right. And you know, we're going to be adding a cup of long grain uncooked rice. Okay. So that's where, you know, your liquid is going to really soak up, and because that rice is going to take all of that up there. So we just want to maybe about 5 minutes, just until the noodles are a little bit soft. Okay. And that just like you were going to cook the soup there. And then this here, we're going to see, this is looking like it's pretty much almost done, but there's a fair amount of juice in here. Okay. And we're going to drain that and stuff. So we're going to put that, I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer, and then we'll just take it over and we'll put in a colander and just drain it. So, and it doesn't really look like that it's really fatty juice, but still, you know, I would, and it does say drain if an extra amount of juice in there. So so
we get a lot of vegetables in there too.
It does, and that's going to make a little bit more liquid in there. So we're going to get that just cooked up here. So let's just let that cook for a few more minutes, and I'll probably get that drained, and then we will just be back here in just for a few minutes and put it all together.
Sounds great.
Well, we've had our chicken soup here cooking for about 5 minutes, so that should be about right. Okay. Now we're going to add our can of cream of chicken soup and get that mixed and heated. And like I said, I'm draining our sausage and
we got that
mixture there, so
be able to add that right in once the rice is cooked.
And I was surprised how much juice really was in that there. So definitely you want to make sure you drain it if it's got quite a bit of liquid in it. So all right, now there, we'll just mix this up, get that.
And we don't add any extra liquid with just adding this soup.
That's right. Yeah, that's all we need. Okay. And you know, the 4.5 cups of water that we used when we were cooking the dry soup mix is more water than you'd normally use for cooking that soup. Okay. So I'll just get that stirred up well here, so we get that cream of chicken soup mixed in there. And that's just about done, and all we're going to do then, we're going to add our rice and our sausage mixture. Okay. Now, do we have to cook that rice up a little bit so it's soft before we add? Nope, it's going to go right in here, and we're going to be baking it for 40 minutes. So that's it. That's all we need. So that's just about done. So I'm going to add that cup of rice and stir that up well. You definitely smell that chicken noodle soup flavoring. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. And that's just about blended here, and then we'll just, like I said, add that, and we'll put it in our big casserole dish. Yeah, that's right. And like I said, we already got our oven on at 350, so that's preheated. So we're going to take this and just add that in here. Okay, so let's just, so right now, you know, it's quite a bit of liquid, but you know, just because the rice has to cook up.
Right.
So I'm going to turn that burner off there.
That next. And what other ingredients do we have?
We have the cream of chicken soup.
Okay.
And that, and we're going to pour it in our casserole, and then we got some dry breadcrumbs that we're going to mix with a little bit of butter, and we're going to top that.
Perfect.
So we'll bring that over here, and I'll have you spray our casserole dish. And I'm going to just put this in the microwave and get that butter melted.
All right.
Okay. The recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs to put on top. Well, I got a good 3/4 cup or whatever, so it's just 2 tablespoons of butter, and because I'm going to do a few more breadcrumbs, because that really is going to make it good to have a few more breadcrumbs on top of that. So we're going to just pour that in here. And
Okay.
whoop, that looks like sounds like it's melted.
Yep. Popping.
Okay. So we'll get that in here.
And there's not, actually when you poured it in, there's not a lot of liquid right now, and that rice is already soaking that up and cooking.
Yes. So it's not going to be, I mean, really though, when you're looking at it, this is pretty juicy yet.
It is.
And that's not what you'd want. So we'll set this aside. And I'm going to just add this butter in with these breadcrumbs. And like I said, this certainly is something you can do to taste. It's not something you need to be exact with.
Okay.
Or whatever. And I just had taken, in fact, I had some French bread that I had left over and stuff, and I just cut some pieces and just put it in the oven, and you know, like at 200 degrees, and turned it off and just let it dry there. So,
okay.
So that's pretty much soaked that up. So we're going to put that on there. And I don't, okay. And so like I said, I had about 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs, and that's certainly not too much, and you could easily do more if you wanted to, or whatever. So,
Excuse me.
And just double check in the recipe. It says bake uncovered, so you don't cover that up. So we're going to put that in the microwave. The oven. And get that baking. We'll set the timer. Like I said, we're going to make this cucumber tomato salad. And like this time of year, nothing better. You have your fresh cucumbers, tomatoes, and all that out of your garden. So,
all right. Well, let me just give the viewers the recipe or ingredients they need so they can cook along with us.
All right. Sounds good.
You're going to just need 2 large cucumbers, peeled and diced, 2 large tomatoes, diced, green pepper, an onion, and then Italian salad dressing. Real simple.
It is.
But it's going to be delicious because now's the time of year you're getting your fresh produce out your own garden.
I know.
Perfect.
Nothing like fresh cucumbers and tomatoes. And the cucumbers that I have, which I was really glad that the cucumbers I did get out of my garden, they're not real seedy. They have, they're the burpless ones, and you know, they're not real seedy, so you don't have a lot of extra juice when it's soaking in your dressing.
Okay.
So I cut the 2 cucumbers up, and then it says 2 large tomatoes diced. I have some cherry tomatoes, so I just have those, and actually it's going to have less liquid in them because they're not going to be quite as juicy as other tomatoes would be.
Okay.
And also because I wanted regular tomatoes, and I goofed and got cherry tomatoes, so that's what I got in my garden. So That's what, but it takes a lot to slice one of these for my BLTs.
It does.
That's the only problem. Otherwise, I think cherry tomatoes are really good. They're excellent. And it does make a nice, you know, a feature in with the cucumbers.
Absolutely.
And then a diced green pepper.
Okay.
And you want to say diced because you don't want to chop it real fine, because being it is a salad, we're going to, you know, you want a little bit bigger pieces than when you're eating
Probably
it.
about the same size as that we're doing the cucumbers.
Yes.
I mean, that's about what you're doing for the peppers.
And then it says a medium onion. And this again is a nice fresh onion from my sister's garden.
Okay.
And stuff, so.
And again, diced, not...
Diced, right. I didn't, you know, make it real fine, like I say, chopped, that you would. So. And then you're going to just mix this up. And then you're going to add some Sesti Italian seasoning mix.
Okay.
And it says an 8-ounce bottle, but you know, I don't think I'm going to start with the 8 ounces right away, because I think that could be, I mean, you don't need all that dressing if, you know, once it sets and marinades a little bit, so we'll see. And kind of the secret to it is adding 2 teaspoons of sugar.
Oh.
And you can also use a sugar substitute that would be equivalent to 2 teaspoons of sugar. And it is teaspoons, not tablespoons.
Would you tell that much difference?
Well, there's quite a bit of difference between teaspoon and tablespoon. But if you use a tablespoon, I don't know if you would.
Don't use 2.
Yeah, that's right. And you just can smell.
It's fresh.
It is. Just makes a nice addition. I think this is going to be a great side dish with our Italian sausage rice bake.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're going to get that mixed up. And you know, like I said, I used about 3/4 of the bottle. It doesn't look like we're going to need all of it.
But it's going to create its own juices too.
Right.
This would be a perfect salad when you're grilling anything, steaks, pork chops, hamburgers. I mean, this would be a perfect.
Yes. And isn't that looking,
salad.
I mean, it looks great. We don't have to go through a lot of work to come up with a salad that's going to be good.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, when you can go to your garden and get these produce.
Do it when you can.
Absolutely. Too bad you can't freeze cucumbers and tomatoes to have them fresh like this with like you do a lot of things. So what we're going to do, we're going to just put this in our refrigerator and let it kind of marinate a little bit until our sausage rice bake is done.
Sounds
and then we'll have them together.
Awesome.
Okay, open that up there. Oh,
bubbling hot.
It is.
Probably one of the bad things about wearing eyeglasses when you open up the stove.
Isn't that the truth?
Temporarily blinded.
What I'm going to need, I forgot to take out a spoon here.
Okay. Oh, that smells good.
And you know, those breadcrumbs on top really add to it. And like I said, you know, the recipe says a 1/4 cup, but definitely go for it.
Absolutely.
And I had 3/4 here, and I think I would, next time I would even do more and stuff. So this is Italian rice bake. And then we have this great fresh garden salad with Italian dressing. So does that not just tie it in great?
Probably just needed some Italian bread.
Okay.
An Italian chef.
Italian wine. Oh.
Okay. Well, she's going a little bit further than me. But.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, just look. And that, you know, it's nice and moist, but it's not, you know, too dry. It's not really.
No, it's absolutely perfect.
It's just looking great.
Absolutely.
And add some of that colorful salad.
Oh, the smells coming from this kitchen are just to die for right now.
Looks good.
Yes.
All right.
Well, thank you again for awesome recipe for rice. I hope our viewers like it. Thanks for searching these out and finding them, Mom.
Yes, absolutely.
To get the copy of these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. And as always, thank you to the Workshop for being our sponsor. Thanks for joining us, and have a great evening.